On a small street in France stands a bakery that looks like any other bakery at first glance. Warm lights glowing, shelves filled with golden croissants and sugared tarts. But step inside and you'll sense something different. The air seems to hum with secrets. The pastries taste almost magical, and just one bite of a croissant or a madeleine could bring luck, unlock a precious memory, or reveal hidden longings. In The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris by Evie Woods, Irish waitress Edith Lane leaves behind everything for her dream job at a bakery in Paris. Except the bakery is not in Paris and neither is Edith. So, what's the mystery about the bakery? Let's switch on the reading lamp. Hello, Masaveri, and on this channel, The Reading Lamp, I review books and talk about reading in general. Let's look at the details of today's book.
Facts and figures.
The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris is a fiction novel by Evie Woods. It was published in March this year, 2025, by One More Chapter, which is an imprint of HarperCollins. 352 pages long, available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook formats. The link to buy the book is in the first pinned comment and in the description below the video. Now, the actual contents of the book, but no spoilers ever. So, no worry, just
The cover story.
Edith Lane leads a quiet life in Ireland. At 30 years old, she has nearly settled into a safe, predictable routine, working as a waitress in a cafe. On a whim, she answers a job advertisement for an English speaking assistant manager of a bakery in Paris. Despite her father's and her own misgivings, she accepts the job, packs her suitcase, and boards a flight to Paris. On landing in Paris and reaching the bakery where she thinks she's starting a new job, she finds that she's at the wrong place. The bakery where she's accepted a new job is not in Paris, but in a small town nearby on the road to Paris, Rue de Paris. She's disappointed to realize that she won't be living it up in Paris as she had hoped. But she's already quit her job and come to France anyway. So she decides to give the quaint little bakery in a small town Compiègne a chance. The owner of the bakery, Madame Moreau, is a cranky old woman. She herself lives in a little flat over the bakery. And Edith gets an even tinier room in the attic. She begins to wonder if she's made a mistake in coming to France. But when the bakery opens in the morning, the heavenly smells wafting from the golden croissants and the delicious little pastries in the windows tempt her to stay on. Gradually, she begins to make a few new friends. Her French speaking skills begin to get polished. And what intrigues her the most is the little door leading to the basement where all the baking happens. That little door stays closed all the time, locked, and she never sees anyone coming in or going out. So, how do the flour and eggs and butter get transported to the basement? And who is the mysterious baker that no one seems to have ever seen? Now, let me tell you why I was intrigued by the book, but without giving away any spoilers.
Speaking my mind.
Evie Woods is known for writing fiction with a touch of magical realism. Not in the sense of overt fantasy, but just little touches that take it beyond the ordinary. Her first book was The Lost Bookshop. The second was The Story Collector. And this one is her third book. They are all standalone novels. I haven't read the first two, but now I might like to read them. What I liked about this book is that it had a very soothing, relaxing vibe. I'm not saying it's slow or boring or likely to put you to sleep. No. There is a good amount of mystery to keep you intrigued, and the characters face quite a few challenging situations, which make you wonder how they're going to get out of them. However, the overall tone of the writing is gentle and calm. This is the kind of book that you read as you relax in a comfortable armchair with your feet up on a poof and a steaming cup of hot chocolate on the table beside you. In fact, the book gives the full recipe for some sinfully rich hot chocolate that you can try. I did, although I didn't follow it exactly because it was too rich for me. But the description of the hot chocolate was so tempting that I actually put my book down, got up, made hot chocolate, and then sat down again to read the book. I kid you not. Let me know if you want my modified recipe of a little less sinful version of the hot chocolate in this book, and I'll try to make a short video out of it. It did turn out, even if I say so myself. The point is, the writing of E.V. Woods is evocative, bringing the bakery and the little French town of Compiègne to life with sensory details. You can almost smell the pastries and hear the quiet hum of the street. You can see the cobblestoned pathways and the pretty window displays in the little shops lining the street. You can almost imagine yourself being there. E.V. Woods also brings actual history to life. Compiègne was the site of quite a few interesting events both during World War One and World War Two. Whenever I come across a reference to real life in a fiction novel, I have this compulsive need to check its veracity and then read up more about it. This book was no exception, and I found that E.V. Woods has seamlessly woven historical facts into the storyline. This is something that really appeals to me. If a fictitious story has a solid factual base, if it expands my knowledge, if it introduces a topic previously unknown to me, I just love it. Reading The Mysterious Bakery set me off on researching tangents like World War One and Two, and recipes for pastries and madeleines and French classes in my city because I'm clueless about the language and I'm scared of saying French words aloud because my pronunciation is atrocious. I know that. Which is why most of the times I refer to the book as the book and not by its title because I'm not sure how the last part is pronounced the French way. Getting back to the book, I have one more personal, intangible observation to make. I could not connect emotionally with the protagonist Edith. In my opinion, her character, as well as the other characters, have been developed with a lot of breadth, but not a lot of depth. Edith is likable enough, but I didn't feel for her the way it usually happens with well written characters. We didn't become friends, we stayed acquaintances. Overall, I'd say the writing focuses more on atmosphere than it does on emotional depth. If you look at it in a positive way, that makes the book less taxing and you can just enjoy the experience without having your emotions go through a ringer. That does not detract from the story. It may feel a bit shallow, but it's a good story with good hooks and lovely descriptions. Let's look at the scores so we know exactly where it stands on our Linescape book rating system.
LINEDSCAPE Rating.
Today, all the different parameters are rated 7 or 8. The overall score is 74 over 100, which makes it a lowish 4-star book. If you want to know more about my Linescape book rating system, follow the link from up there or the description below. Now, it's time to put my thoughts.
In a nutshell.
The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris, I'm sticking to my Indian pronunciation, by E.V. Woods, is a story where sweetness and suspense blend into something magical. The book does have a touch of magical realism, but a very subtle one. making it feel natural and believable rather than stretching the limits of your belief. The USP of the book is its warm, cozy atmosphere that entertains and intrigues, but in a gentle manner. I recommend reading this four-star book, especially when all you want to do is sit back and relax with an easy read. I'm sorry I missed posting a review last week, but there is an upside to it. I have been binge reading thrillers and mysteries since then. So don't forget to join me next Friday, where you can expect to hear about a brand new thriller fresh off the presses. If you liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon and share with your friends and family. This is Asavri signing off for now. Until the next time, have fun under the reading lamp. Switch on, read on.